two elderly men walk into the most powerful court on earth. One is 80, the other is 83. Their mission? Topple an empire. And they're about to unleash something ancient, terrifying, and unstoppable. This is where the real battle begins. Let's get into it.
Most revolutions are led by the young and restless. Not this one. Moses is 80 years old. Aaron is 83. And together, these two elderly brothers are about to walk into the court of the most powerful man on earth with a demand that could get them both killed. The mission is simple. Secure the freedom of the Israelites. Period. No negotiation, no compromise. Just let them go. But before they say a single word to Pharaoh, God establishes exactly how this is going to work.
This isn't a grassroots movement. It comes from the very top. God sets up a precise chain of command. Moses carries the divine authority. He speaks as God to Pharaoh. Aaron is the prophet, the voice, the one who delivers the actual message out loud. Every word, every action, every sign flows down through this chain. Nothing is improvised. Nothing is accidental. And the first test of that authority, it happens right in Pharaoh's throne room.
Pharaoh looks at these two old men and feels nothing but contempt. If you want to make a claim this big, you better be able to back it up. So he does what any powerful ruler would do. He demands a sign. Prove it. Show me something. The battle hasn't started with armies or weapons. It's starting with a test of raw, supernatural power right in the heart of his own court. And Aaron delivers. Aaron throws his staff to the ground, and it becomes a serpent. The court erupts. But Pharaoh doesn't flinch. He turns to his own magicians, and one by one they step forward and match it. Staff after staff hits the floor. Serpent after serpent appears. Pharaoh leans back, satisfied. See? Nothing special here. For a moment, it actually looks like a draw. But then comes the moment that changes everything. Aaron's serpent turns and swallows every single one of theirs. Gone. Just like that. But here's the detail that most people completely miss. The Hebrew word used here isn't the ordinary word for snake. It's tanin, which translates to sea monster, dragon, a creature of chaos and primal terror. This wasn't a magic trick. This word choice suggests it wasn't just some garden snake. This was a display of chaotic, primal power. And Pharaoh watched it happen and still hardened his heart. So God escalates, way beyond the palace. The confrontation moves from a symbolic showdown in the throne room to a full-blown national catastrophe. This is no longer a private message for one stubborn king. The audience has expanded to the entire nation of Egypt, and the statement God is making couldn't be clearer. I will show you, all of you, that I am the Lord. The stakes just went up for everyone, and the first blow targets the very heart of Egyptian civilization.
The Nile, the source of Egypt's agriculture, its economy, its survival. Without it, there is no Egypt. And now, it turns to blood. The fish die. The smell is unbearable. The water in their homes, their jars, their wells, all of it ruined. The Nile, which is the lifeblood of Egypt, becomes the source of death and decay. An entire nation grinds to a halt. This isn't a warning shot. This is a direct strike at everything Egypt is built on. And what does Pharaoh do?
His magicians manage to replicate the effect, which somehow makes the crisis even worse. But it gives Pharaoh exactly the excuse he's looking for. My guys can do it too. Not impressed. And then, with his entire nation suffering, with the water destroyed and the people desperate, he goes back to his palace and basically decides it's not his problem. 7 full days pass. The Nile stays corrupted, and Pharaoh doesn't move. What happens when a leader, faced with escalating warnings and undeniable evidence, simply refuses to listen? That question is still ahead of us, but the answer is coming.
All right, we've seen the mandate, the showdown, and the first devastating blow. from two old men with a staff to a nation brought to its knees, and a king who still won't budge. Before you go, let me leave you with two questions to sit with. First, Pharaoh saw undeniable sign after sign and still hardened his heart. Is there an area in your own life where you already know what you need to do, but you keep finding excuses not to act? Second, God worked through two men who were, by the world's standards, too old, too slow, and too late. What assumption about yourself, your age, your ability, your past, might be the very thing God is waiting for you to let go of? Two questions. Breathe, let them sink in.